In the name of the one who is the peace and give peace. Dear viewers, welcome to our program 50 Ways to Happiness. This is Ways 22. Win-win situation. Is there any stage mentally that a human being would reach so that he would never ever encounter failure? Good news. Luckily, yes. There's a stage that a believer would reach that he would not lose anymore. We know that we face so many problems, difficulty in our life. People harm us. We fail in business. We fail in school. We fail in marriage. But there's glad tidings to believers that no matter what, they would be still winners. It's mentioned in one of the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that the affair of believers amazing. Amazing is the affairs of the believers. This is because there's good for him in every matter. And this is not the case with anyone other than believer. When he is in a state of happiness, he is thankful to Allah. And within that, there is good for him. And if he is armed, then he keeps to be patient. And that's good for him. So we see that in both situations, if something good happens, a believer is happy. Not only he is happy, but he thank Allah. He thank his Creator. If something bad happened to him, or someone harm him or her, he maintains his patience. He doesn't lose coolness. In another narration, the meaning of the hadith is, the Prophet says, I am amazed by the believer. Verily, Allah doesn't decree anything for the believer except that's good. So if we reach that stage and we become believer, we know that there are different stages. Once you become Muslim and then you become believer. If you become a believer, then nothing is gonna be bad for you. Anything happens in your life, it would be blessing, according to the narration that I mentioned. So now, as an average human beings, as a Muslim, how we can benefit from these two narrations? Number one, if we want to reach that stage of win-win stage, first of all, we have to become a believer. Number two, we should understand this point, that happiness is coming ultimately from our Creator. Number three, if you thank your Creator, it would benefit you in two ways. Number one, it would bring peace in your life. Number two, it would bring peace in your life. Number two, your Creator would increase that blessing. If it's a blessing, if you thank your Creator, He would increase that blessing. If it's a trial, test, calamities, He would give you ability to go through. So, being thankful and being patient. These are two qualities of believer. And number four, a believer is the one who strongly believes that our Creator is in charge of everything that's happening. Nothing happens without His permission. So once we reach that stage mentally, then we are not going to get depressed if something bad happens. If things doesn't work the way we want, then we are not going to get depressed. And number five, a believer would strongly believe that my Creator is kind, compassion, merciful. He would never ever bring anything into my life except that it's good for me. So these beliefs give us a lot of calmness, comfort, ease to deal with situations. In both cases, if it's good, a believer thank his Creator or her Creator, and that's good for him. If it's negative from our perspective, and we have patience because we don't understand the wisdom, it doesn't mean there's no good behind it. So if anything happen, face value, if you see it harmful, we have patience and we believe it's good for us. So in order for us to reach that kind of happiness, inner peace, happiness that is that's going to be longer and everlasting happiness, first of all, we have to become a true believer. So if you're seeking happiness, then you have to try to become a true believer. I hope you will find this reminder beneficial. If you do, make sure you share this with your friends and followers. Thank you so much.